What's up, everybody? Grant Wise jumping in live with my man, Mr. Matt McCutcheon. Obviously, you can see a little legend here. I say little; he's not very little at all. Out of the Georgia real estate market, he's agreed to stop by and talk to us a little bit today about becoming famous, about big commissions, about just building a business and building a brand in his local community that is becoming second to none. So Matt, man, thanks for jumping on and talking to me a little bit. I appreciate it.
No problem at all, my man. It's a pleasure.
Awesome. So, obviously, because you've experienced it, but just give everybody watching a little frame of reference. We've been teaching a lot of direct marketing strategies and a lot of branding strategies and a lot of appointment strategies that real estate agents can leverage to basically automate their follow-up systems, automate their conversion systems, and only speak to leads that are kind of ready to do business right now. And I know that you've had a ton of success with Facebook ads, and we've kind of showed you how to create a show and put video content out there to interview local businesses. So you're kind of becoming a local celebrity. So if you don't mind, just talk a little bit about what has happened to, your business over the last, few months, year, and what's happened to your brand since you've kind of integrated Facebook ads and some of these show strategies.
Since, really last year, within an 8-month period. So basically in 8 months, working the program exactly how it's laid out, following the footsteps, being a good soldier, and basically just doing the steps and the follow through. It's been pretty incredible. I would honestly say it is very rare that I can go at least a week, whether it be buying my wife flowers, getting my windows tinted on my car, going to the gym, picking up a prescription, to where somebody doesn't notice me and say, "Oh, you're the real estate guy." And or you're the guy that sells real estate. I mean, I'm pretty hard to miss in general.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the program has given me a way to really truly stand out and not become just another agent in the market. People are recognizing me as the authority, somebody that knows other businesses that I network with, and it's been this really cool thing to where my business has become so structured to where we are streamlining all of our leads through all of the campaigns, like the homes list and the social listing methods and things in the program basically have streamlined my business to where people, the minute that they see me, they strike up a conversation and are ready to do business. So it's not the fact that when my phone rings, it's usually people that are ready to do something. It's not this, abstract, hey, I want to, ask random questions, or in this business, buyers are liars, you know what I mean?
Right.
In a lot of sense. And there's a reason for that. But the good part is that because I'm so present in the community, I'm present in my market, that people only come to me because they know that I mean business.
Right.
The results speaking for themselves, the testimonies, everything, the networking with other businesses has become so mesh that when people come to me, it's only serious because they know that I don't have it. If I'm putting out all this content and I'm doing all this business, they know that my time is valuable. So it's already established this authority that this dude, if I'm going to call him, it better be serious.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's been amazing. In 8 months, we did over $112,000 in commissions in 8 months. And so
how much did you spend in Facebook ads to generate that kind of result?
It was just over $3,000 in 8 months. That's it.
That's sick. So I love this process. I call it social selling. And, so many people right now, I think people struggle with Facebook lead generation or any kind of lead generation just because they struggle a little bit with the follow-up. But, what happens when somebody becomes a lead of yours, prospect of yours, they instantly start trying to build a relationship with you. Whether you're actually in communication or not, they're looking you up on social media. They are Googling you. They're asking their friends about you. And I think that where a lot of agents fail is they don't present enough opportunity for the prospect to build a relationship with them. They just kind of go forward and think that it's a numbers game and just try to generate more leads and more leads and more leads and more leads. And I think that's why a lot of agents suffer from less than a 1% close rate on a lot of the leads they generate. I was talking to a guy just a little bit ago. He said, we had agents that were like less than 1 to 3% conversion. And then they started implementing what you showed them. And now it's like 12. He told me a story about an agent. It was 12.8 conversion, and he didn't do any of the follow-up. He just let leads kind of come to him, which is powerful. But when you create that opportunity and you create the associations that you're creating in your market by doing these interviews with local business owners, you've got these prospects that are trying to build a relationship with you, and you're being seen with all of their favorite business relationships. You're being seen with community leaders and local political figures and local, community business influencers. And it just like that, you kind of become famous on a micro level, and the perfect situation happens, right? Where when people are trying to talk to you, they're ready to do business and they're not filling you full of all these empty promises.
Yeah. And I mean, literally, yesterday and today, I got a phone call from somebody. It was just a random person that kind of saw some of my stuff, liked my page, saw a lot of my content. They've been trying to sell a house for 6 months. And, they called me like, oh, we're just, it's been off the market for about a month. We've been trying to sell it. And I came across your stuff and seen it. And he wasn't even the person in charge of selling it. It was his mom and his uncle. So he said, hey, go check out his page. And if you like him, I'll contact him. Next thing you know, my phone's ringing and I have a new listing. So it's amazing. And here's another situation, just from video marketing and following up and having a good follow-up process as well too. I had a lead. It was probably back last October. And this guy, we contacted, we just stayed in touch. He saw my video ad. He's like, I want this guy. He's like, I think this guy's a go-getter. I'm gonna call him. He's going to sell my house. And so we met, and then he had a couple health issues and some things like that. They called me. It was 2 weeks ago. I listed their house. I sold it in 3 days. Got them $1,000 over list price.
That's
know what I mean? So it's just we built a relationship. And I think that's what you really try to, if anybody's wanting to know the secret, it's building that relationship, getting in the game, being a genuine person. And the funny part is it's nothing that you can teach. It's just the things that you can show them to implement. It's not that.
Yeah, I can only tell you to be yourself. I can't.
Yeah, exactly. It's not this secret sauce that, the 12, spices to KFC that nobody's ever telling about.
Right.
It's really simple. But the good part is that you give us the ability for amazing ways to implement it. And that's the thing, is that it's not necessarily that we don't know how to do it, but we don't know how to do it to the right, level and to the scale. And that's the beauty of this program, which taught me. I had no idea, I didn't even know this was possible in a sense, because the platform, you think, oh, everybody's doing it, but they're not doing it the way that I'm doing it and what you're teaching.
One of the things that I think a lot of people will probably bring to mind, like, oh yeah, creating content and all that sounds like is just an extra job that I have to do. How much, if at all, how much simpler would you say that the follow-up and the conversion process has gone, even though you're creating content? Would you say it's made it easier or it's made it harder?
Oh, it's absolutely easier. It's because you become an absolute authority on your market, that's the thing. Like I go on Facebook Live at least once or twice a week, maybe more, just talking about random things that happen to me. And it's just about my experience as an agent. We come across different scenarios and situations in every single transaction. So for me as an agent, you know how easy it is to hit my Facebook Live on my business page and say, hey, check this out. This is something that happened today. So in your next transaction, be thinking of this or think of that, or, rates are going up, things, the market's change, whatever it may be, or it just could be a funny story. Sometimes I'll get on and I'll talk about, funny stories of one of my clients that lived in Jersey, and it was the craziest, funniest transaction. He's become a longtime friend of mine. So it's just being a real person, and just content is content. If you're present, you're going to be known. People are going to see your face and this you as somewhat of a celebrity. Even though I'm just me, people, when they see me, they associate me with, oh my God, that's the Facebook guy. You know what I mean? And that's important. very, very important thing.
Yeah, I think it's incredibly important building a brand, building those associations. And for me, like I never wanted to cold call. I never wanted to door knock. I never wanted to send junk mail. Like just it wasn't my style. I don't think it's most agents' style anymore. If it ever was, I talked to a guy the other day. He says he's got to listen to affirmations before he does calls just to like get himself all jacked up. And it's like, man, why would you put yourself through that? It's not that like you're broken and you need to change and you need to get all motivated and inspired every day. It could be that the system was a little off and we just had to make some tweaks to the system. And I think like for myself, there's nothing better than being in the mountains of Breckenridge, Colorado, and having a business that just kind of runs and sells itself. So the only reason that people are sending me a message or hitting me up while I'm on vacation is because they're ready to do business. And if I'm not available, I just pass them over to the person that can handle on that day. And if they, if I'm sitting or if I'm sleeping at 2:00 in the morning and I have leads that come in that hey, send me an email. Hey, I'm ready to be a student of yours, or I wanted you in your program, whatever that looks like, or people that just go ahead and sign up. How does it kind of ease, I guess I would say, your mindset? Because traditional real estate, and you were in real estate, I think long ago, if I remember you telling me, traditional real estate, if you weren't the one out there hustling and working, it wasn't going to work. But now it seems like you have the ability to kind of step back and relax and, go to the gym and spend time with the family. You got a precious little new baby and just kind of spend more time doing the things that matter most while your business is being converted, while this marketing system's kind of selling people for you.
Yeah, because I mean, the thing about it is like I remember days where I would just drive around looking for sale by owners, wasting my day, wasting fuel, miles on my truck. You know what I mean? I can tell you pretty much every word of every country song you can imagine that plays in the state of Georgia. But at the same time, it's like those days are gone. It's like I don't have to do that because you know what? Just as we're sitting on this phone call, my ads are running. People are seeing my face. They're knowing my success right now. And so whether I'm actively, quote unquote, working, my business never stops. Period. 24/7. It's always going. There's always advertisements running. I never stop. I never shut them down. Since I joined the program, there's always been an ad constantly running. There's always been money spent, whether it's a little bit or a lot. There's always going. So my business never shuts down. It's open 24/7, and that's the beauty of this. You don't have to be that hustle and grind. You can only work when the business is actually there. You're not worried about those cold calls and that procuring those leads in the pipeline, because you know what? The beauty of it is the program works for you and it creates that pipeline of leads being pushed to you to where, you know what, when the phone rings, it's time to do business then.
It's time to go. That's sick, man. Look, dude, I appreciate you so much jumping on and chatting a little about this. I think real estate agents need to understand that the times have changed, just like you said, and you can either be your business or you can be in business. I think those are two really big distinctions. So if there was like a skeptic that was sitting on here like, man, this just sounds too good to be true, what would you say to them about the program? Should they figure it out and make sure that they get systems like this in place, or should they keep kind of struggle busting their way through it?
Dude, if I could do it again, not only would I do it 10 times more, I'd probably pay 10 times more than I did. Just knowing what it's worth. I know that's stupid, and I know people are like, oh, I'm sure he's getting paid to say that.
Yeah,
I swear to God, this is not paid.
I said the same thing. My mentors, when I first started, kind of looking into doing that 4 or 5 years ago, it was $36,000 I was being asked to invest. And I'm like, I don't got $36,000. What in the heck's going on? Like, so I struggled. I figured it out. I did some work. I borrowed some money. And I put my $3,000 monthly payment down. Of course, that's not anywhere near what our programs are, but I struggled through it. And I look back at my business now. I was like, I would have paid $360,000 if I would have known what I know now. If I knew then what I know now, I probably would have paid $3 million just because of how incredibly valuable that knowledge ended up being. And I think a lot of people, it's funny you say that, because I agree. It's like, what would you pay if you know now what you knew then, or you knew then what you know now? It's just, it's awesome.
Well, it's like I always look. Everybody's looking for something to make their life easier. They're always looking for something more simplistic to create more money and to give them some freedom. That's why a lot of people do real estate. Is they enjoy the freedom to do whatever. man, why wouldn't you pay some money to learn systems that's going to create way more money than you're making now and create a substantial long pipeline of clientele for years to come? Like, because you become known as this celebrity. Like, I don't understand it. And the thing is I understand, look, real estate agents get sold more than anything on the planet.
That's a fact.
You know, because a lot of them are suckers. It's just the truth of it. But I can vouch for this, man. I would do it 100 times over, and I'd pay 10 times more than I ever did. So
that's awesome. Well, hey, brother, I appreciate you. Hope you have a good rest of the day, and just keep killing it, man. You're doing an incredible job.
I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you so much.
All right, we'll see you guys. Peace.
See you, buddy.